and welcome to the Citi Newsroom. My name is Vivian Kai Loko.
And I am Umaru Sanda Modokamina.
The much-awaited day finally comes to pass as New Yana is outdoored amidst pomp and pageantry. Meanwhile, President Akufo-Addo urges the people of Dagbon to rally behind the new Yana and offer him their full support in a bid to sustain the current peace being enjoyed in the area.
Also coming up, Temao Refinery Tour, GNPC, Forestry Commission bosses and 5 other CEOs ordered to retire.
Also coming up, residents of Takrady hit the streets in protest against delays and finding missing girls.
Still on Citi Newsroom, market women in Ho up against authorities over delay in opening new market under the Ghana Urban Management Pilot Project.
Let's start with our first story. And finally, the investiture of the new king of Dagbon, Yana Abubakar Mahama II, has ended in Yendi, the traditional capital of Dagbon in the northern region. Now, the event was a colorful one with several dignitaries in attendance, including the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, former President John Mahama, and a number of government officials.
Now, the President of the National House of Chiefs, Togbi Apede, the 14th Paramount Chief, and traditional rulers and the citizenry were all attendants to witness the historic event. Citi News' Mohammed Aminu Alabira has more for us.
Today is a great day in the history of Dagbon as the new Yana Abubakar Mahama II has been outdoored. Thousands of people across the region and beyond thronged the town in excitement that the age-long chieftaincy conflict that has bedeviled the Dagbon traditional area is now over. President Akufo-Addo, who was the guest of honor at the coronation, urged the people of Dagbon to rally behind the new Yana and offer him their full support in a bid to sustain the current peace being enjoyed in the area.
In order for us to guard and protect constantly the process that we have carved for ourselves, we have to bear in mind that there would be a small minority who will not be happy with the new status quo. There are a handful of malcontents who have benefited for a long time from the conflict and never wanted to see its end. We are not to rest on our oars and assume that every citizen of Dagbon is elated about the new peace and the inscription of a new Yana. Indeed, there is a new term for people who profit from conflict. They are called conflict reneurs. We have to be resolute in warding off such people by strengthening the process of reconciliation amongst the people of Dagbon. The Dagomba people have Islam as their religion, and the Quran states, and I quote, "When two groups of you fight, make peace between them. But if one party is recalcitrant and persists in war, let the entire group come together to ward them off," unquote. We are not to fear the strategy of our enemies, but our own mistakes. Dagbon does not have to fear an external enemy. Dagbon is a great state, one of the most ancient traditional states of our history. It has survived many marauding forces and repelled many enemies. Dagbon can only be brought to its knees by internal malcontents, and it is our collective duty and in our collective interest to fend them off. I therefore call on all sons and daughters of Dagbon to unite behind the new Yana, Mahama Abukari II. He's a man of experience and dignity, and I'm confident he will discharge his duties of his new office with distinction.
The Yana, whom many have described as the unifier, in his inaugural speech, declared to be fair and just to all manner of persons, irrespective of their tribe, religion.
Let me assure all the people of Dagbang that for the rest of my active life, be it long or short, I will be devoted to the service of Dagbang. I shall endeavor to uphold the dignity and pride of Dagbang. I shall uphold the customs and traditions of Dagbang. I shall strengthen the good and friendly relations Dagbang has with all its neighbors, traditional rulers, and beyond. May I ask all my people in Dagbang, Abudus and Andanis, Dagomba and Konkomba, Chekosi and Basari, Bimova and Zantansi, to join me to thank the President of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for his determination to reunite the people of Dagbang for his success in that regard. To thank their majesties, Otumfuo Setutu II Ashantihini, Nayiri, Nabagu Abdullahi Mahmi Sherga, Overlord of Mampurgu, the Jabura Tuntum Borsa, Jabba Suleimana, Overlord of the Jonja land, for their determination to restore peace in Dagbang after it had been engulfed by fire and bitterness. For their sacrifices of time, money, patience and tolerance, and for their success. To thank former Presidents J.J. Rawlings, former President John Atta Mills of blessed memory, former President John Kufuor, former President John Mahama, for their significant contribution towards the achievement of peace in Dagbang. To thank the Northern Regional Minister, my grandson, Salfu Said, and his dedication to work and for his enthusiastic implementation of the roadmap to the letter. To thank members of the Abudu and Andani delegations, to the Otumfuo Mediation Committee, be they alive or dead, for many of them are now dead, for their efforts in the peace process. To thank members of Dagbang Malmezungo, a youth group, for their rekindling of the drive for peace by the Otumfuo Committee. To thank members of Parliament for their pressure on all governments of Ghana to secure peace in Dagbang. To thank the media for their role in promoting peace in Dagbang. And finally, to thank everyone, known and unknown, who worked or prayed for the return of peace to Dagbang. Mr. President, let me thank profoundly the security agencies for their tireless efforts and extraordinary sacrifices in maintaining peace in Dagbang. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Dagbang is racing again. Dagbang has taken its place of pride. Dagbang will contribute to the development of Ghana. Dagbang will live in peace, unity, and development.
On his part, the President of the National House of Chiefs, Togbe Afede the 14th, urged the people of Dagbang to unite and cooperate with the new king. He also called on politicians to stop dividing Dagbang on chieftaincy lines.
The resolution of the Dagbang chieftaincy dispute, one of our very top concerns, comes as a big relief. That is why we owe a debt of gratitude to His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osetu II and his committee of eminent chiefs for the wonderful job they have done, not only for Dagbang, but for all of Ghana. Successive governments have played their roles, but His Excellency President Akufo-Addo and his government deserve special praise. Your Excellency the President, I want to remind all of us that the real work for sustaining peace in Dagbang has only just begun. I want to ask all our politicians to play their role. Very importantly, let us take politics out of Dagbang matters. Dagbang people are one. and all perceived differences are political constructions. To our Dagbon brothers and sisters, I have a humble request. Please remember that Dagbon cannot achieve much unless you stay united. We have a common desire for development. Let's join hands in pursuit of that objective so that we will leave a legacy of peace, unity, and development for our children and grandchildren.
The chairman of the eminent chiefs, Otunfo Osei-Tutu II, whose committee has worked tirelessly in bringing about today's historic event, in a speech read on his behalf by the Juabin Hine, called on the people to consolidate the peace, heal wounds, and rebuild confidence. He therefore called on the royal families, elders, youth, and all stakeholders to totally support and allow the Yana appropriate time and space to fulfill his commitments.
Of God, we come together today to bear testimony that at long last, after 16 grueling and agonizing years, the deed is indeed done. And we can proclaim to the world peace at last. Thank God, Dagbon has peace at last. So we have come to pay homage to the symbol of that peace, the father and monarch of this great kingdom, Yana Abubakar II, as he takes the sacred skin of his forefathers with the sacred oath to lead all his people into a new era of peace and prosperity. From today, Yana Abubakar II, you are the soul of this kingdom, the embodiment of the proud heritage of Dagbon, and the guardian of the destiny of your people. And the people of Dagbon now know that they can afford to get rid of the baggage of the past decade because they have a common father they can look up to for leadership and to turn to in times of difficulty.
Some patrons of the event also spoke to Citi News.
I feel contented, I feel satisfied that Dagbon as a kingdom, finally, after years of conflict and tension, today we are happy that a new king is going to be outdoored. The new king has been selected and has gone through investiture. Therefore, we are going to witness how he's going to be outdoored. And we all shall see him as our new king, a king of Dagbon, not of Abudu, nor of Adani.
This is one of the historic moments in the history of Dagbon. And I'm very elated, very, very happy that I'm part of this particular event. And I want to thank all the eminent chiefs and the President of the Republic of Ghana who have led us to this day. And I also pray, I'm from Nanumba North. I also pray that the peace that is reigning here also comes to Nanumba North, to make sure that the differences that we have as far as the Bimbila chieftaincy issues, which have just been determined by the Supreme Court, brings the people together to also embrace peace. So I'm very, very happy to be part of this particular occasion today.
So how did we get here? Citi News' Kojo Ajiman chronicles events that have characterized this historic process.
The Abudu and the Andani royal families are the only two royal gates that ascend the Dagbon throne, following what has been described as the forceful truncation of the reign of the Yana Muhammadu Abdullahi IV in 1974. The kingdom has since witnessed conflicts and disputes. Yana Muhammadu Abdullahi IV, who ruled from September 1969 to 1974, was from the Abudu royal family, and after the 1974 incident, the Andani royal family took over, with Yana Yakubu Andani II installed as the Yana. Yana Yakubu Andani II ruled until March 2002, when violent clashes claimed his life and some of his elders. Following his death, his son, Kampakuya Na Yakubu Andani Abdullahi, was installed as regent of Dagbon. The then government set up the Wako Commission in 2002 to investigate the clashes. The commission presented its report to the government later that year. The government also set up the Committee of Eminent Chiefs in 2002, chaired by the Asantehene Otumfuo Settu II, to mediate and resolve the Dagbon chieftaincy crisis. Other members of the Committee of Eminent Chiefs are the Yagbongura Tutumba Bori Esa, overlord of the Gonja traditional area, the Nairi Na Bohango Mahami Sheriga, overlord of the Mamprugu traditional area. After 17 years of mediation, the Committee of Eminent Chiefs on November 21, 2018, presented to President Akufo-Addo a roadmap for performing the funerals of the two late overlords of Dagbon traditional area, a move intended to restore peace.
Mr. President, we've come here to inform you. This committee took a decision and said that the funeral of Na Yakubu and Na Muhammadu Abdullahi should be performed from the 14th of December to the 28th of December this year. They have a 1-week respite, and the next will be from the 4th to the 9th, another 4th to the 19th or 18th of January. Then the Andanis would also perform. On that very day, the last day, the Friday, there are 4 recognized elders who have to sit in seclusion, and then they would have to do their oracles to choose a new Yana. And that starts from the very Friday that the funeral of Na Yakubu Andani finishes. So we hopefully believe so that after the 18th, the oracles will start, and God willing, within the few days, we shall have a new Yana.
The overwhelming majority of the people of Dagbon, especially the youth, are tired of this age-old conflict and just want the opportunity to enhance their lives in normalcy and security. Government will give the requisite financial, material, moral, physical, and security forces necessary for the sustenance of the peace process that has been embarked on today.
In line with the roadmap, the Abudu royal family performed the funeral of the Yana Muhammadu Abdullahi IV. The Andani royal family also performed the funeral of the Yana Yakubu Andani II, paving the way for the selection and enskinment of the Yana, the overlord, to rule over the Dagbon kingdom. Consequently, on January 18 this year, the kingmakers of the Dagbon kingdom, in line with the customs of the area, selected Yona Abubakari Mahama VII, a 70-year-old paramount chief of Savlugu traditional area, as the new Yana. The new Yana was then taken through the necessary traditional and customary rites.
Still on the coronation of Yana Bukari II, let's turn our attention now to Savlugu traditional area, where the now new Yana, who is known as a unifier, has been ruling as a Yona for several years. Our correspondent, Dainangong, was there for us.
A man is a unifier. He's a unifier. What he just did to us in Savlugu, we can't forget about him. But what I just want to tell you is that he should keep what he have doing to us, because he's now overlord in Dagbon. What he did to us in Savlugu, he should try his possible best and doing it again, and do more for everybody to see. The man is a unifier. Even he contributes a lot to our education sector. Recently, well, for the last 4 months or 6 months, there was a village called what did they call it? Nakanzu. When the rain fall and it was disaster there, he went there and donated a lot of things to them. Even though that very day it was raining, and he stand on the rain and just because of his people. The rain was just beating him, and he don't care. So what he just did to us, we Savulogo people, there is no day we can forget about Yona, currently in Yana. So we will always keep on praying.
There was this land dispute between some people, and it was very serious. So he was able to at least bring that kind of cohesion between those people. And secondly, he was able to build a school, an Arabic and English school, which we gave his name to that particular school as Yunas, I don't know what it is, primary school.
Yana the Savulogo Yona the Okokoti Yendi. Nya gro ya sa ohini yes tranya mi say ohini de Okokoti Yendi nyame jane sa ohini no ohini de oba baba ji Savulogo. Nyame jane nya sa ohini bibio. Mon baba ji Savulogo. Nya gro na e feel sa Yana the Oko Savulogo ohini de Okokoti Yana oye Yana no ya feel no papa and enti yes tranya mi say nyame mma sa ohini yankundu no baba ji Savulogo.
Now, some 8 chief executive officers heading some government institutions have been asked to retire by March 2019. Citi News sources say the 8 CEOs have long passed the mandatory retirement age of 60, hence the directive for them to hand over to their deputies. In the meantime, the Constitution mandates public officers to retire from public service after attaining the age of 60.
Now, the 8, which include the CEO of the Forestry Commission, Kwejo Owusu-Efriye, popularly called Sir John, 65 years, are set to be replaced in the coming months, according to Citi News sources. Now, the rest of the affected CEOs include Eugene Ofosuhene, 67 years. He's a controller and accountant general. Kofi Juma, 68 years. He's CEO of the Ghana Industrial Holding Corporation, that's GIOC. Isaac Osei, 67 years, is the CEO of Tema Oil Refinery Tor. Kwame Owusu, 67 years, CEO of Ghana Maritime Authority. We also have Dr. Anthony Nsiansari, he's 65 years. He's the Director General of the Ghana Health Service. Dr. Samuel Ano, he's 64 years. He's the CEO of the National Health Insurance Authority, NHIA. And Dr. KK Sapon, 65 years. He's the CEO of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation.
Let's move on. And the police in the Upper East region has arrested some 8 persons suspected to be behind the explosion that trapped and claimed the lives of some 16 illegal miners in Bani in the Talensi district. Deputy Upper East Regional Commander of the Ghana Police Service, DCOP Paul Ayeti, who disclosed information to Citi News, says the suspected culprits are currently under investigation.
Meanwhile, a group calling itself Concerned Youth of Talensi is demanding compensation for relatives of the 16 persons who died from the explosion. Now, the association has accused the Shangzhen Mining Company of deliberately blasting with poisonous chemicals, leading to the deaths.
You're still watching Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. We are coming to you from our studios at Adabraka in Accra. I am Umaru Sandamadu here with
Vivian Kai Loko. Now, when we come back, residents of Takrady hit the streets in protest against delays in finding the missing girls. Don't go away.
It's engaging, detailed, and loaded with factual and incisive analysis. It's The Big Issues, your preferred Saturday morning news and current affairs analysis program on TV. Tune in this and every Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear the newsmakers discuss the top issues of the week.
So greed is not a matter because nobody enjoyed the benefits. They just reinvested. It was very sophisticated, and that's why these people are considered victims, because it takes a very sophisticated operation to swindle people out of money, to let them reinvest, and then to wait for the 5th year and make sure you hit those $1 million, $5 million, $6 million targets.
It's The Biggest Youth, live on Citi TV.
It's time for the biggest road trip of a lifetime. 97.3 Citi FM and Citi TV's Heritage Caravan is back. Get to experience culture and explore Ghana's favorite tourist destinations on the Heritage Caravan. 8 days, 8 regions, amazing destinations and exciting events. Mark up your calendars. The Heritage Caravan starts on the 2nd to the 9th of March 2019. Visit citinewsroom.com to register or call 0205-973-973 for more details. The Heritage Caravan 2019 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Citi TV.
And welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. My name is Vivian Kai Loko. Now, the story of the Sudanese refugees who were recently evacuated from the premises of the United Nations Refugee Agency is far from over after they arrived at the Christian refugee camp in the Western region. Now, Citi News' Western regional correspondent Akwesi Eje-Enim visited the refugees at the camp and found them dealing with several challenges.
The Christian refugee camp in the Elembla district is one of 2 refugee camps in the Western region. It was opened in 1996 for Liberian refugees, but today has a refugee population of over 670 with 14 different nationalities. The Sudanese are the largest population with 270 people, followed by the Togolese refugees. The chairman of the Sudanese refugees at the camp, Mohammed Abdurrahim, tells me that most of their concerns they took to Accra are still unresolved.
The concern was health care and the food and also the accommodation and the documentation, of refugee status, and also a durable solution. And this was the issue we have raised to the Accra. And they were not responding for us. We keep very, very long time. And then the later police come. UNCCR brought the police and by force they brought us back here. So as soon as when we came here, the management of the camp received us and put us. Now currently the process going is on easy, so we have accommodation. The manager gave us accommodation. It is going on, but still we have challenges. Yes, the accommodation. There's not food and also the health, and especially currently the very difficult thing we have. The most of us they don't have health insurance. NHIS. And then here in Ghana, if you don't have NHIS, it's very difficult that you can be treated in any hospital. And then some of us, they have it despite. And also some of us, they were affected their health the time when police used it by post to bring them here, especially the pregnant women. Most of them, they are in the hospital right now. So this is the main problem we have. And still, we are demanding them. So there's nothing changed.
A look around the Christian refugee camp shows some evidence of houses in need of rehabilitation. Hawa Maggie is a Liberian refugee with case and complains of leakages whenever it rains, among other challenges.
Life, we are managing. By the grace of God, we are managing. We are living life. Even though you are not supporting us, but we are living.
What are some of the things that you want to be supported with?
I want for UN to help us with food. And our houses, when rain fall, the place leak. I want for UN to help us, even though they are doing their best. Maybe like our houses spoil, they should help us to fix our house. It's not like we are ungrateful to them. They are doing their best. They are trying for us. We shouldn't be ungrateful. You talk the good part, you talk, so they are trying their best. They are taking care of us good. They are looking at us good, but we need help from them more too.
Abdul Rahim again shows me a kitchen. He says over 200 people are sharing.
Okay, since the time we came here in the 10th of January, so this is the kitchen where they are used to cook and then manage to eat. And as you know, so really the life is very difficult. And when we came here, including the families we managed to put with the other families until they can share their rooms. But the single are still just they're sleeping here. And then some of them, they are with other people. And then the life is very difficult. They don't have food to eat. This is their kitchen as you are seeing right now.
Banaman Martin, who is the Christian refugee camp manager, says some of the housing challenges are to be expected for a camp that has not seen rehabilitation.
So as you can see, there is a typical 2-shelter room here and a typical single shelter room here. I mean, these buildings were put up in 1997, as you can see, and so certainly there will be problems in terms of the rooms. Some of the rooms are leaking, yes. And then we have some of the rooms that are even in the bush, but they have gone very bad, but we don't have people living in them. But we've made sure that at least for those who have come, we've put them into shelters, and then we are going to make sure that the little repairs that need to be done will be done so that they can live in them comfortably. So that is the situation. During the past 2 days, we've worked with the new Sudanese leaders to do a shelter census. And this particular building, for instance, has been given to, I think, 2 different families. And you can easily see the state. And so what we have done is to do an assessment to ensure that at least we can repair the windows, the locks, the roof for now. There are a lot of other rooms that need extensive repairs. Those one, I mean, within the short, medium to long term, that can be repaired. But for those that has to be occupied immediately, our plan is to make sure that at least we fix the windows, the doors, and the leaking roofing.
The Western and Central Coordinator for the Ghana Refugee Board, Charles York, explains why the camp is no more supporting feeding.
They talked about direct food assistance to them because the livelihood empowerment is not helping them. They are unable to make enough money. So they want direct food assistance. And food assistance has ceased since 2009 in the camp. And they want us to give direct food assistance, general food assistance to them. Currently, with the direct food assistance we give to those who are chronically ill. The most vulnerable are the ones we give monthly ration to, food ration to. Because for them, they may not be able to work hard to be able to get the food and eat and take their medicines. So those are provided food every month, you see. Then you have their children from 1 to 5 years. There's a special daycare center on the camp that all children who fall within this range are there, and they are fed twice a day, breakfast and lunch and snacks every day. So this is the food assistance that is given to them, but they are saying that every adult, everybody on the camp should be given monthly food ration, which the funds available will not be able to cover.
An Ivorian refugee, Turi Mamuna, says while they have challenges getting tertiary education for their children, communities and companies around are also inhibiting their attempt to be self-reliant.
We are tired. Me and my husband, we are living here. We are now, it's 15 years now, but we are living. No job, no nothing. We can go to the bush and go and cut the stick and make the charcoal. But right now, I'm talking, or the chief or for the village, he stopped us to cut the stick. If it's gas or Ghana gas around here, or they are working, but when we go there to go look for a job, they can refuse to give us a job. They say because we are foreigner, we are refugee. So if we are refugee, we not supposed to eat. They will not supposed to get their good life. Our children, I've been with my daughter, she was 2 years. Now, but she's at the school. Anytime she can be calling me, Mama, I need money. Papa, I need the money. We pay some man, our man come to get the money. He's inside the bush. Please, but we need help. Because we have no future for our children. We at least we will all. Our own we understand, but for our children, We want what they should go to school and get their good future.
There's free education. Are you not permitted to go to school?
But the free education, through what they are going. But when they go, what to the front, we know we get money where to help them. If you were to go, we get many children who is sitting at home here right now.
York tells me there exist scholarships for refugees seeking higher education as well as other social interventions.
They are enjoying education up to secondary level. But after secondary school, the UNHCR does not have specific funds to sponsor those who have finished secondary school to pursue tertiary education. Because their policy is for universal basic education. So once you achieve universal basic education, it's enough. You see, so other governments come in. German government has a scholarship package for refugees. They call it Duffy Scholarship. And the Duffy Scholarship, it's competitive. It's for all refugees in Ghana. So it could not be given to maybe all Sudanese.
Even though there are challenges like structural defects here at the Christian refugee camp, life over here is not that boring. But the hope is that some of these structural defects will be fixed so that life here will be a bit comfortable for these refugees. For Citi News, I am Akwesi Jenim, Christian refugee camp.
Now, as anxiety grows over the fate of 3 missing girls who are presumed as kidnapped in Sekondi Takoradi, a general level of insecurity and fear hangs over the sprawling city. With the police struggling to crack the case, individual, locals, stars and civil society groups across the metropolis have intensified campaigns to create awareness to assist in the search for the missing girls and also to avert more kidnap cases. Citi News' Western Regional correspondent Akwesi Enim again went to the streets of Takoradi to interact with some of these campaigners.
Today on the street of Sekondi Takoradi Metropolis, I have some civil society organizations who are actually campaigning seriously to make sure that people are aware of what is happening and also to push for more attention onto this particular issue of kidnapping. And I have an NGO which is actually on the streets massively campaigning. And I want to find out from them what is actually triggering this particular campaign and what exactly they are doing to support this whole cause. Chief, tell me, what exactly is happening? First of all, where are you guys coming from? And what is your interest and what are you doing?
All right, so I'm Felix Aye, and I'm part of an organization, a youth group called Pilolo Ghana. We are part of a mother organization called African GH. And what basically we as Pilolo Ghana is doing is we are a group of youth that came together and we see the community to be as part of it. As to build the community, we youth have to take part of the solution bringing. So what we do is we find a problem in the community and we try to move in resources from our own pockets and we try to create solutions to it. With the Bring Back Our Girls campaign, we had, unfortunately, one of our members is part of it, and we see it to be it would be a misfortune on our part if we are not supposed to take part in this campaign.
Which of these girls is which of the 3?
Priscilla, who is missing, and we want to actually advocate for both of them. I mean, every girl is a girl. We don't need to separate whether they are part of our group or not. So we are doing a massive campaign with the community. We are trying to find out what they are doing. If they are able to, if they see the girls right now, would they be able to identify them? Because there is no any videos or any image online, or should I say on TV per se, where they are doing, but it's only on social media. And we know these market women are not on social media. So what exactly are we doing to let them know that, hey, these ladies are missing? And it's appalling because the information is very minute and it's very heavy on social media. So we are doing this campaign to find out what really they know and what they are doing.
What exactly is into this whole campaign? What are the specifics of this campaign?
Yeah, so the specific of this campaign is for us to be able to educate these people that, hey, this is happening in Sekondi Takoradi. I mean, it's everywhere, but in Sekondi Takoradi, it's happening now. So what are you doing to keep yourself safe? Do you even believe in the security forces in Ghana now or in Takoradi? Because there are rumors that nobody trusts the police right now. So what about you? This situation, do you still have faith in the security service? And also, do you what are you doing to safeguard yourself? So that is what we are doing right now. So we are going around asking people and taking photos with them so that we can.
I see people with some kind of placards taking pictures. What is on the placards?
Yeah, so these are made about awareness on how to safeguard yourself from kidnappers. And one of them is you need to be able to patronize station cars, station vehicles. It's not always that you need to take a loan car or a drop-in for such a distance. And it's not really like, if the cars are not going there, then fair enough. It's good to take a drop-in or an Uber. But if it's something that you can take a station car, why don't you patronize it, help it? I mean, when there are lots of different people in the vehicle, you know that you are safe, you know where you pick the car, and you know how to go about things. And also, we are also saying that, one of the placards is saying that wherever you are going, let people be aware of your surroundings. So if you know where you are going, you don't know the area very well, make sure someone knows where you are or the particular location you are, so that in case you get lost, you can be able to find a circumference area of where to look for you. So that's why we are trying to do this campaign, to create awareness and also to educate, not just to be on social media that we are youth and we are doing this, but also to create awareness and educate people.
So on awareness, I have these two ladies here to tell me whether they are that much aware of what is happening around the Citi metropolis and what they intend doing about it. Are you aware of this whole kidnapping thing?
Yeah, I am.
What have you heard?
Well, I think I heard so far 3 girls, 21, 18, and 15, got kidnapped, some from school, others maybe walking by the roadside.
And so what are you doing to protect yourself?
That's a very nice question, but I know. First of all, I'd like to say you can't just receive a call and leave home to go meet a stranger. Yeah. So to protect myself, let's just say I'm being cautious about the friends I make, where I go, and how I behave when I go out.
And you, have you heard it?
Of course, I've heard it. And when I heard it, in fact, I became sad. I became really sad. But all I'm praying is I hope they are still alive, so that we'll be able to get hold of these people who are doing this, so that we'll bring justice to them. And I plead the police officers to also keep up with their game or their job that they are doing to find our sisters.
But as the police officers, do their work, we're hearing stories of, which are not confirmed, that some women have been kidnapped and they came back looking very abnormal. For your safety, what are you also doing for yourself?
No, for my safety, all I have to say is, for me, I would have to be careful with the people I meet on the street, the people I talk to. It's not anyone who can call you with a strange number, then you pick up and start talking to the person. No. You just, if that person even calls you, you ask, it's a wrong line, simple, then you end the call. You don't just call back, then be asking questions. No, it's not done that way.
Kwame is actually with one of the big radio stations in Takoradi, and he's also joined this campaign. I just want to find out from Kwame. Kwame, why are you joining this campaign?
Well, as a media person and as a social responsibility, I'm part of Pilolo GH, which is a volunteer group here in the Oil City, specifically here in the Western region. We decided to embark on this journey. One of our members, a key player or a volunteer here with Pilolo GH, has actually been a victim. As of now, we can't even locate her. So it's in a good cause that, as someone who has a voice every morning, we've been talking about it. I just wanted to also volunteer and then speak about this thing, which is very bad. And people out there will also come on board, and then we all help in getting the girls back.
You are a media personality. You speak on radio. The media is doing everything to make sure that we put a spotlight on this issue. But the police is also complaining that we seem to be actually creating a state of insecurity, reporting on unsubstantiated cases, which is also making the public feel like they are not secured. What is your take on this subject?
Well, as a media person, or as we in the media, these are some of the things that it get to our attention, and then we actually want to talk about it, because I think as of now, we actually heard that the police actually have not even provided some form of missing person. Under normal circumstances, when someone actually goes missing, there should be some flyer or something that people can share to locate, for people to know that, yes, we know such person, we've seen such person here, so that we can also know, or the public will also know which people they are even talking about. And we've not seen such things. So the media actually, I think, we're trying our best to get the message out there. It's not like we are sabotaging the police or we are blowing the whole story out of proportion. So I don't side with the police, telling us that we are actually making a whole different twist or a different story out of this whole thing. It's something, it's part of our corporate and social responsibility. And these are people that we are related to. They are brothers, they are sisters. It can happen to now. They are actually kidnapping girls. It can be a brother. Next time, it can be men. It can be anyone. It can be children. So, as someone in the media, we can't just keep quiet about this. We just need to talk and then put the police on their toes so that at least something good can come out of this.
Thank you very much. So the campaign goes on here in Sekenita Krade Metropolis. The pressure is actually intensifying on the police to actually do everything to bring these girls back. And that is a message being, showcased here at the Sekenita Krade Metropolis, the major market called the Market Circle. For Citi News, I am Akwasi Jenim.
And here in the studios of Citi TV, I am Umaru Sandamado with
Vivian Kai.
When we come back, we'll take you to Ho. Now, traders there want to do business. There's a market that was started several years ago. It's still yet to be completed.
Regular news checks as they unfold. 2020 news, all day, all the time. Politics, sports, entertainment, business, and more. 2020 news. We bring you the world in 20 minutes. Witness the twisted and tangled story of betrayal, greed, vengeance, and love in the award-winning Brazil Avenue. Carminia, a woman led by greed, gets rid of her husband, who is Rita's father, and sends Rita away to a filthy landfill. Rita finds love in Batata, but they are soon separated by adoption into different families, far away from each other. Many years later, all paths cross again as Rita, now a renowned chef, seeks to pay back her stepmother for taking away her happiness as a child. It's the story of twists, turns, suspense, and thrilling action in Brazil Avenue. Brazil Avenue airs Wednesdays to Fridays from 10 to 11 p.m. only on Citi TV.
Welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. My name is Vivian Kai. Look, I'm here with Umaru Sanda Amadou. Now, traders in the Volta regional capital of Ho can only watch in frustration as a brand new market started in 2015 under the Ghana Urban Management Pilot Project remains closed in the face of a tight battle for space at the old one they occupy. Benjamin Aklama has more.
The project, which is an initiative of the Ghana Urban Management Pilot Project, GAMP, was to benefit four major assemblies, namely Kumasi, Tamale, Sekenita Krade, and the whole municipality. The Agence Française de Développement funded the project with 40 million euros and a grant of 500,000 euros across all the selected areas. The market women whose facilities were demolished to make way for the new market complex bemoaned their current condition, saying they suffer at the mercy of the weather.
Struggling the sun. When the rain comes, you have to pack all your stuff. But when I get a new shop, when the rain comes, I don't have to pack my stuff. Do I have to? No. So I need a shop.
So if you can see, someone come to buy, another person is here to buy. I'm on the one table. I was in my store before they come and destroy everything over there. Now I'm on one table selling. So there's this thing over here, as you can see. So I'm just pleading with the government, whoever that have a problem with this to be constructed or finished up, we are ready. We are waiting for them.
The traders alleged that new stalls have been allocated to people who did not own stalls during the demolition, as well as those who were not even traders, resulting in some court actions, a situation that has hampered the opening of the facility to the public.
Since they finished building the market, we are waiting them to share the stores for us, but they couldn't. At long last, the case go to court. So now we are going to court, market people and the store people. So we don't know how far.
As I checked, they said they shut the market to people who didn't even deserve to be in here. So the case has been sent to court. They have to finish with the issue before they shut the market. So we are waiting.
Concerning this market, it has been in construction for over 4 years now. But as you can see, we are in Ghana. It's all depends on politics. If one party started and another one comes, it becomes a problem. So it's because of politics. No one wants to complete it, that they will say he's the one who came and completed. That's why up to now, it's still over their line.
The Municipal Chief Executive Officer of Ho, Nelson Akoli, admitted that there are a few hitches with the location of the stalls. He, however, maintained that the facility still requires some final touches to make it ready for use.
Presently, everything is complete, but we are just waiting for the transformer. You know, the existing transformer before the construction was able to carry the load, but with the present state of the structure, we need a bigger load carrying transformer. We really appealed to the Energy Commission. They directed us to where we can get the assistance to electricity company. We really approached them, and we didn't waste time at all. They came to our aid, gave us a transformer. They have just finished installing the transformer. Now I think we left with some of the meters to install there for total completion, and then we fix a date for handing over. We are not actually waiting for the handing over before we do the allocation. There were also other challenges that has affected the allocation of the shops to the shop owners. Some of the market women were also not affected. They don't have shops there because actually shops were demolished. But the siting of the building also now affected them. But in the initial modus of things, they were also not captured. So now they are also bringing issues. Yes, and some of the other people, applicants, in fact, before when the work got to a stage, the assembly attempted allocating. So some of those people now some of them it's like they are no more interested in getting the shops. So they are also coming with their receipts for a refund. So when all of these things are sorted out, why not? And the building is actually handed over, then the allocation will continue, and then we'll start using the place.
Reporting from Ho in the Volta region, my name is Benjamin Aklama.
Now, an international security organization, ENACT, has called for an extensive overhaul of the regulatory, legal, educational and enforcement system around the medical supply chain in Africa. This follows the excessive injection of fake drugs into the continent. Citi News' Shelley Ziwu has more.
The proliferation of counterfeit pharmaceutical drugs is likely to curtail the successes attained by countries to promote the well-being of all, as a study by an international organization which analyzed transnational organized crime in Africa has revealed that it results in the death of 1 million persons annually. Fake pharmaceuticals have also created widespread financial consequences, causing $200 billion in annual sale losses.
The report really says very clearly that the problem of counterfeit medicines in lesser economically developed countries isn't going away. It actually seems to be as bad as it's ever been. Up to 30% of the market. A lot of illicit trade is an economic problem, but in the case of counterfeit drugs, this is a very serious problem for society. And a very recent report by the World Health Organization found that there were hundreds of thousands of people dying unnecessarily by taking, for example, fake antimalarials when you only have a window of 3 days to take a malarial drug to cure the issue. So we're finding that these are much higher rates of fakes in Africa than anywhere else in the world. 42% of all the reports of fake drugs reported to the World Health Organization were in Africa. And that's a crisis, and we think it's a disgrace.
Some of these counterfeit drugs may contain no active ingredient, some harmful ingredients, while others well past their expired dates, resulting in reduced treatment effectiveness, unexpected side effects, and potential death.
I was diagnosed with acute psychosis in the year 2017. So I've been taking olanzapine and Actane. Sometimes we change with haloperidol, but then for now I'm on olanzapine, and then I've been going to the hospital to get it, but then it got finished, so I decided to go to the market to buy one. But then after taking it, the situation got worse. So I encountered physical changes on my body. My skin became weary. I had rashes all over. So I realized that it means the drug I bought from the market wasn't genuine.
The proliferation of these drugs, which accounts for 30% of the market in Africa, does not only affect the health of the people, but the security, economic, political, and developmental peace of a country as well. Chief Pharmacist outlines measures government has taken to minimize these effects.
It's a criminal activity and has to be treated as such. The Ministry of Health, together with their partners, is working very hard to contain the challenge. You will recall recently the FDA has did a swoop, and then they pick a lot of products. Some are dewormers, some are antibiotics, some are antimalarials, and these have been destroyed. But it is not enough to be doing swabs. It is very important to work with everybody, including the media, to ensure that information to the public to be an ally in the fight against counterfeits is very, very much looked at. Food and Drugs Board has received an additional mandate in the area of executive instrument to ensure that at least these two products, codeine-containing substances as well as tramadol beyond the 100 milligram strength, are not authorized to be sold. And if you do, you will be prosecuted according to the law.
Reporting for Citi News, I'm Ansheli Siwu.
Sanda,
I'm excited.
Why are you excited?
I just received a text message.
From who?
The new Yana.
What did he say?
Why do you think I'm wearing this?
No, tell us what he said.
He's giving me an appointment
as
of the palace. That's my new job.
Whatever that means.
Next week, I ain't going to be here.
We'll end that.
The blaffle.
Oh.
Of Dagbon.
You don't even know how to even kill a chicken.
We'll see. I mean, I don't have to act it. I'll have people to help me.
Can you kill a cockroach?
We'll see. I'll send you a postcard from Dagbon.
That's it for today's edition of Citi Newsroom. Log on to our website, citinewsroom.com, for more stories. name is Vivian Kai Loco.
And I am Omaru Sandamadu. Thank you for watching.